Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing more Phoenix Wright Trials and Turnabout. I always forget what it's technically called. Last time we got started on a new case in which we completely apparently just flubbed our defense. We met Yakuza Phoenix, ran into a very sketch French chef. Yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? He was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Detective Gumshoe.
Are you doing all right? How you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let me get you down, Maggie. And don't you forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you.
Yes.
And you better square this case right away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, yeah? You screw up, and I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious.
Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. So, you'll be able to help Maggie out, right?
Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. Something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Sure.
Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you.
Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish. And Godot is back. Please. Keep the sus lines to a minimum today, Godot. Please. Court is on session for the trial of Maggey Byrde. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I'm bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me." It was a little, well, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was a phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please? Mr. Wright, whether you're fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you're the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you were Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. Is this just him being like, boy, you stupid? That's really funny. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. He has to be connected to Mia, and I want to know all the details. Like, I am so interested. Like, it is the only thing that makes sense, because it's the only reason that we would have, like, the flashback to, like, Mia, like, originally. Unless the boyfriend that she seeing during that case is actually Godot or somehow connected. I'm just really curious. Because then that could make sense. It's like, he failed, because, like, wait, did we technically... Wasn't Mia's death somehow connected to, like, what's his face, like Red, White, and Blue or something like that? Like that one dude that was, like, super sus, and then, like, April May? It has been a while since I played the first case when Mia died. So some of the details, but I think we technically might, like, I think we got Maya, like, free. Like, she was found not guilty, but I don't think we ever technically found the murderer for Mia. So that would be really interesting if we go back into that, and then everything, even with like Dolly and all of that, connects into itself. I don't know. I'm just really excited to see this whole like subplot go down. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once, therefore I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Oh, witness, state your name for the court. Sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation. Other way around, detective. Sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer judge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. And the victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Bruce Greens Inc., a local company. And this is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence. Potassium cyanide. Okay, so cyanide. Wait, shoot. I always get cyanide and arsenic mixed up. Is arsenic the one that smells like almonds? And cyanide's the one that smells like nothing? Or is it the other way around? I've never been able to keep these two straight in my mind for the life of me.
And here are the floor plans for the restaurant. And when the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poison coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
The waitress being accused.
Yeah. And the victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. And at the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir. And when the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. And we understand that the guy Glenn L was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup, and that's what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Byrde might have had, some kind of motive.
Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. Why do I feel creepy good? Why did I do this for Godot? Why couldn't I have given him a regular voice? I think it's because I didn't want him to sound like Edgeworth, and like I couldn't even get Edgeworth's voice consistent. So I was like, let's try going this like route. And now I'm like, oh, this is the worst decision I've made, but I have to stay consistent, or at least try to. I regret decisions. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you that wasn't me. There's one thing that I'm questioning. If she did not have the potassium cyanide on her... Okay. Okay. Let's continue to press. Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Byrde. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said, and
What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey. Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. And there are 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
Should I press on this point a little harder? Here's the thing. We proved this yesterday.
With how it's set up, you would not be able to see the second person.
Also, my other thing, why I'm questioning potassium cyanide. I do not know this stuff. I've had to look up some stuff for poison for like writing and research and stuff like that. And I remember looking up like arsenic. I think I remember looking up arsenic, but this was like a long time ago. Most of the time, poisons don't act like super quickly. I don't know if that's the case for potassium cyanide.
Unfortunately, we don't really have anything,
but we're gonna still press. Why not? Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table is obscured in some way. That argument is weak as the coffee at Trivia and Wright. I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population and the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I did that in the wrong voice, it's fine.
I think the court will agree that it's such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trike, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? If the poison didn't administer immediately. Also, she didn't have the poison on her. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Okay. Now that we have this... Okay. I want to press this because, again, she didn't have it on her. Potassium cyanide, I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
It's, that stuff's lethal.
Yeah, cyanide, arsenic. Yeah.
Eat too much in your history. How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that? And you know when you swab your ears for earwax? About that much?
Sounds like something Gumshoe.
Huh. That's such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere.
What motive? We have the motive for Armstrong, but we don't have a motive for Byrde. Some kind of a motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another.
I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Byrde's motive? Come on, Gumshoe.
She was, they said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then, is it possible Maggey stole the winning one? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? We're gonna continue to press because how would anyone have known that he had the winning ticket if he was listening? I'm assuming that he was listening to the numbers being called out.
In which case, more people would have known, because I'm sorry, but like anyone winning $500,000 is gonna be losing their shit.
Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. And one of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search. And the defendant.
What?
Order! Order!
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately.
I'd better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. It feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
You really think there are any contradictions in his testimony?
To be honest, I don't know, but
Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line?
I don't have a whole lot of options right now. Best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess.
Okay. So we have the ticket now. Okay.
I guess we'll just continue to press. He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Maggey told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece?
What should I do?
We're gonna continue to just keep pressing on everything. At some point, this will bite us in the ass, but not right now.
And what was it the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? To that note.
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it? Huh. Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison that was used?
So, traces of poison were found in a coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Wright?
I have seen people put salt in the coffee. It does help with something with the bean. It's something with the roast. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. I am an energy drink menace to society. So, I don't... It does something. I know it does. But I have seen people... Like, you're not, like, jumping, like, like, the amount that you're, like, sprinkling on french fries or something like that. But it's, like, you put, like a very tiny bit in. And it's supposed to help with the beans or something. I don't know what it does. But I do know that people do it. And the victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could have only been in the coffee. I mean, technically, it could have been in the beans, but then you'd have the entire pot. I don't know how they made their coffee.
Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. What proof of there is that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there.
And for me?
Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you had the time to waste, you had the time to present that piece of evidence.
That piece,
Yes, that piece.
What piece was it again?
This. Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me persecution?
No! It's on your face! Like,
I used to work in a kitchen, so like I would get burned all the time. I will say, like liquid burns always. I mean, technically the steam burn that I did get on my hand was the worst, and it lasted forever. But I did get like, I might even say potentially like definitely first, maybe even second degree burns, like after having like boiling hot, like very hot liquid, like I dropped something and it like spilt on me, and that, because like it gets like the blistered and all of that, and it's just like ugh. Like anytime it's liquid enough that it's like it oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in the cup. Why have we not run anything in? Was it in the bloodstream? Was it in, like, do we not have the proof to be able to see that in the autopsy that it was ingested? Like, we know it's in the cup. All you'd have to do is just have that information in the autopsy and we wouldn't have to question it. The cup doesn't help. I've seen plenty of dishwashers put out dirty-ass dishes. The victim gulped down the bitter death of the waitress brought to him. Good job.
And for the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
But you go over, you're not holding the cup to put it in.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime in which she was charged. We never found the vessel that she had we never found the potassium cyanide on her, though. She had the ticket. But that doesn't necessarily prove that she had a motive. Why would she need to get the money? Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit the crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also this matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. Oh, Judge. Someday you'll get arrested, but right now you're just a lovable goofball. I don't mind at all.
Oh, good. Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggey is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence. He's got more evidence against Maggey. This is the...
Why is there blood on it, though?
This is the apron that the delightful Miss Byrde was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
I have had some very messy aprons, but I also was a cook. That stain looks like... Can't be blood, can it? Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself. The coffee, that's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about the apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. The pocket. A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. Son of a bitch! Damn it! Like, the only thing now that I feel like we can do is to bring in someone else who has more motive and more opportunity. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket. Does it have her prints on it, though? That is the question.
Yeah, and damn it! And Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What? Order! Order! The court will accept these items into evidence. Or what about the freaking blood stain, though? There's something still bothering Mr. McGo. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told... Oh, sweet baby Jesus. No one told me anything about... You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective, could the stain really be blood?
No way, sir. And it's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking some of their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. I mean, at least he's not docking to pay. I mean, is that a nightmare? Yes, but at least he's not getting his pay docked. Like, that's what Francesca did. Wait, didn't Edgeworth... Was it Francesca or Edgeworth that did that? I know he got his pay docked when he's been a witness previously, but I don't remember which prosecutor did it. I want to say Miles, but it also said... I think it was Miles, because Francesca probably just whipped them. Yeah. I thought everyone knew what it was already. Huh. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They've all been clearly established. Well, Wright, it seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The crime was reported at 2:55 by a kind of scary old man, sir. And poor Maggey had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. And when Maggey was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison.
But if she was, like, knocked out, then, like, there's always the opportunity to frame her.
And that was it. And there was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Oh. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin. Okay. Wait. This is the thing that's interesting. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30. That might not necessarily be important. But what's really curious is the fact that it was like right at the edge of that. And then we also have this. A scary old man, Detective Gumshoe.
And there's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
We're obviously talking about the same old man.
An officer was dispatched right after a report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. And what took so long? You heard abuse to them in seeds.
Seeds? It was nothing. I caught Please stop for my sanity. I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Okay, if he took his time reporting this, he was just MIA for like an hour. How long was the defendant unconscious for?
And the officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggey was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too.
I would have loved to see Maggey sleep. Gumshoe, why are you making it creepy now too?
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
Wait a sec.
Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down, he's got the whole saggy shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
And there was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
Seems Mr. Glenn visited his doctor before he went to Tribune.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds.
It's a reliable enough source for the court. Let's press. So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually the bag we found was empty.
Oh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty.
You're entering an empty bag. Empty paper bag is evidence. Desperate, are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
I want to look at something. Okay, let's go back and we're gonna press the other thing with the insurance. I don't know why, but I'm just like, it showed up as an option. And last case, like, it was like... Oh. Did I miss it? Hold on. I genuinely am not sure if I missed it. Okay, so we actually can't do anything with that. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. You know, we had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection!
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
I'm sorry.
So, Wright, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony. So the $500,000 ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. Wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh, yeah, the one from the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy,
And they're just going to let him get away with it? It's just $1, detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in his testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. And we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true, but Maggey and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious.
Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been.
Okay. Okay. Press that. Well, press the identification. You didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. And the victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on a bill. All he had was 8 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Oh, damn.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here.
Okay, so there has to be something that we can press. Wait, if he had no money, then why the hell was he at a bougie-ass place? I'm sorry, I want to bring this up. Why the hell was he at such a bougie-ass place if he had no money on him and he wouldn't have paid for the food by now? Is that what we're supposed to be pushing? Because that's kind of what I want to push. Oh, okay. I do really want to push the fact that Homeboy had no money and went to a bougie, terrible restaurant. But there was nothing missing from... That makes sense. If there was nothing missing, then where the fuck is his prescription?
Objection!
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point out something to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will ya?
And you testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
And no, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribune. Where, then, did the medicine disappear to?
You. To go, pal.
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription at the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Wait, hold on. Shoot, cause like, I know there are some medicines, like some poisons that are used for like medical purposes, but it comes down to primarily the dosage that you receive. I don't know enough about potassium cyanide to make any sort of claim though. Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say for that? That's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear... Otolaryngological... Otolaryngological? Just, what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum.
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given? It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
That still doesn't change the fact that it's not missing. Also, why would he still carry the empty bag if he used up all the prescription? It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medicine and medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is in very, very fine print. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribune. And therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. All that proves is the medicine wasn't poison, but that still doesn't change the fact that we never found the fucking bottle. Or tube, or whatever the hell it is. Because usually any kind of medication like that, it's not a one and done thing where they would have done that at the damn doctor's office. Like if it's a thing that's done multiple times, like you would still have the tube. The tube ain't just gonna disappear, my guy. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No.
Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
She's right, and I can't get away with any old weak objection.
I want to push it because again, the bottle should not, it should still be there.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribune. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it seems, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
And also speak correctly.
Objection!
You know as well as I do that that medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems like a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
Objection!
I can't do that voice loud, like a yelling loud.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was here in the restaurant the day of the murder.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I don't remember his voice at all. Victor Caputo, the pigeon hater?
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more trivial than best. A little more trivial. I can't talk, I promise. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. And that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess. Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. Hey, I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. He totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. It was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's gotta do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. It really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is gonna be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even though there's never any bird seeds.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggey Byrde. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
Prosecution calls the lucky old timer who caught at the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name an occupation if you don't mind.
The name's Victor Kudo. I'm born and bred in land of the rising sun. On a duty of what makes me, I can be emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Listen, youngin'. How much you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crest on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, real craftsman. You're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. And so I had to take a job working at the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yeah. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javicino. Seeds? What do you think these are, huh?
I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh yes I did. I saw it all.
Then please, tell the court we're all ears.
Sure, I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this.
And the young man was reading the sports paper. Serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones?
Oh no. I swear if he makes me say something. There are several words that I know that he has probably said, and I'm like, please don't show them in the translation. Oh boy. Newfangled.
All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me.
Listen to me, everyone. Oh no. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. The judge is at least probably same age, maybe a little bit younger than Kudo, and it's kind of hilarious. Yes, Your Honor. Actually, we have no... Wait, do we know ages for Kudo? I'm curious.
Oh, he's only... Yeah, so he's about the same age as the judge.
So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenelg?
I want to know if Guts and Brawn retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
I'm good at that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the serving girl put into his Javachino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up and something's telling me I'm not gonna like it.
Is this the one time we're supposed to leave it? But we have to like press because there's no way that he could see that it was potassium cyanide. That little of a bottle, like it's so easy to like hide in your hand. Like you're not going to see what it was.
Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask the witness. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy. She took out a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that?
Like that?
Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps? You can't show the bottle because he's gonna be
Yeah, that one. This is like, oh gosh, what is it? It's not like badgering, but it's like, it is like kind of like the subliminal like
brainwashing sort of thing. Like,
you'll have it sometimes with like like police, and instead of saying like, who was it that you saw at the crime scene? They'll say, is this the man that you saw at the crime scene? Or is this the man that you saw do whatever? And they'll show a picture of the person that they believe that did it. And for eyewitnesses, like, it's like, it's so easy to kind of like fill in that gap. And it's like, if it kind of looked like him, like if it was someone, like noticeably different or something like that, or something noticeably stood out, then like it's like, oh, okay, no. But if it's like it's not something that you're necessarily focusing a lot of detail on,
it's very easy for your brain to kind of insert that information in. And they'd be like, yeah, that was the guy that I saw. So, like, being like, this is what it was, right? It is kind of pushing it. It's like, oh, okay, there's already this narrative that this is the right thing. And it's like, oh, okay, so that has to have been the correct thing. Again, I did once upon a time want to go into criminal justice. And so, like, I have kind of, like, looked into some of this stuff and, like, read about it and things like that. And then as I've gone into writing, like, crime and thrillers and stuff like that, like, it's more stuff that I have to look into, because then it's like, how can I use this to manipulate it? Stuff like that. It's always really fascinating, like, psychology, because essentially, like, the brain is like very easily, like, written over, or not even but like even like your memory, like, can easily be written over because there's only but so much it can hold. And so certain things that we're not going to necessarily remember can easily get replaced. Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume.
And so what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
He took just one sip.
Hey, you youngins, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. And he did die.
Congratulations. You've earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh, yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. The Javachino. Oh, I just drank her and soured my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling.
And the waitress, I presume she is...
I'll press this. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features, this is disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry.
You can see all the way up to her, you know. Why does this man feel like he's taking upskirt shots? He's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit. That anyone could wear such a uniform.
Where's the fan art of this? Where is the fan art of Phoenix Wright wearing the uniform? We need it. I'm pretty sure there has been some made. I just have missed it, so... like, message me on, like, Blue Sky, or, like... I don't think I have Instagram set up particularly for this. Or, like, even... I just set up community posts, actually. So, like, literally, if there is any Phoenix Wright fan art of him in this uniform, that would just be hilarious. I know it has to exist. I just have not delved into the Phoenix Wright fandom, necessarily, because I want to get through more of the games before we go down that rabbit hole. Mainly for spoilers. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Look, I'm sure the fan artists can make it look good. I'm sure of it.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
I guess I gotta get carried away.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do?
I'll press.
Yeah, sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether the waitress is Maggey Byrde or not.
Also, isn't technically Maggey, like, the only other employee other than Armstrong? Like, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Yeah, sure. There's a ribbon in her hair and the apron straps were loose. Wait, does she actually have a ribbon?
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face?
As if I wouldn't remember that.
Objection!
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right, I can even tell the color of her hair. It was red. Isn't it orange? That looks more orange than red to me, but I feel like that could be like a...
kind of like a gray area.
So you see, there's something wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well, which I do. I get the feeling there's something more to this. I don't want to ask about the back, so we'll go with the straps and then we'll go with the back, if we have to. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. It's a fascination.
Are we kink shaming in this courtroom? I mean, this guy's already so creepy, but still.
Fascination. Oh no, it is a king.
Objection!
Oh, thank you, Godot.
People have all kinds of fetishes, Trite. We don't need to embarrass the witness.
Listen, you young upstarts, you haven't got some sick strap fetish. Huh.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
Very well, continue with your testimony. And make it strapless?
You think old Seedy really saw Maggey do it?
Well, he probably had his eyes on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
He was really there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did I just say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggey. That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
I promise I can read. Okay. Let's go see if we can press about the back. Let's skip through all of this, because we've already done it. And my only thing is all we have to do... Oh boy. The identifying features you described are all things that you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress in the front at all? Does this man have a straps and ass fetish? God. Oh no. Let's not think about that. He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. And this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not straps or ribbon. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. The fact that she had blood stains or coffee stains or glasses, but you didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
You think old Seedy really saw Maggey do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress. Okay, Let's press the apron. The entire fact that we all thought that there was blood on it. I mean, we could also say the glasses, but I think the blood is the most noticeable thing.
Objection!
Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like, just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. You think I'd forget something as dirty as that, huh? Well, you half-witted clot. What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Huh?
And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this, which means, if you had really seen this apron before, Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
witness. You can't just oops your way out of this.
Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggey Byrde.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may well rest on what you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember on a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. He can't remember. He probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Or he 100% is like, no, you ordered it this way, and that's why it's not wrong. You're just stupid. Because that 100% seems like him.
Very well, let's just test how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Here's another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and a noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that well. And the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
Testimony we have heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh, yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we gonna handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. Just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best. Let's go trip up an old man.
There is one thing. They keep bringing up the newspaper, and the newspaper was found hidden.
Hold on. Spectacles?
And dark glasses to you. One of those lenses was green, but the other one was broken. You fangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
Huh. Seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. Better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
Let's press the newspaper.
The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? Huh? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on?
Wait, how could you read the back page if the partition was there and if you were at the side?
I need to find out if Gustin Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why don't you buy your own?
Why are you looking at me for? How dare you judge me?
Ow. Ow.
That Tim Braun got beat yesterday, by the way. Anyway.
The wireless.
This son of decadent young rascal. My day, it was one or the other. Read the paper and listen to wireless.
Oh boy.
Using an earpiece, it's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
Why are you looking at me like for that? How dare you feel sorry for me?
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Aren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the paper with his right hand, didn't I? His free hand was in his right, and which hand was it, you moron?
Perhaps the great Mr. Wright has 3 hands.
Okay, good, we didn't go. Heesh, I was only asking not to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination was to establish one thing, that the old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere.
Anything we do, even the smallest detail, will need... Okay. We didn't press this. You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, is that right?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter if I saw her from the front or from behind. My eyes don't lie. Ow.
I better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. Okay. There has to be what do we have that can contradict him? Because we have the paper. Like, this is the issue I have, is if he's reading the back page, he wouldn't have been able to see it. I don't know if we're supposed to press it here, though. Okay. Hold on. I see. With how the staining, it wouldn't have been his left hand, it would have been his right hand. With the stain of the cup. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? As this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I've got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Wright? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand while drinking coffee with his left hand, with his free hand, which would have made that his left. Heh, what is this? Kindergarten? But I would like the court to please take a look at this. That's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice a mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. And how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. If there's an actual pigeon song, I'm not singing it. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witnesses better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! You think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good, law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead young hot bot, and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. I've been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot! But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. The boy was wearing the same earpiece on the same side as the green lens. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side of the green lens of his spec, kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too, and then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor offered and used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HD, TV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters should be mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts in good old black and white. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so everything was on the left. We'll start by pressing stuff. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HDTV, There's none of them actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. On the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. Kept fiddling with it all the time. Seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg.
getting on my nerves. That's when that newspaper filling with his earpiece all the time. Then he wouldn't have made all the fuss dying from one sip of cappuccino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket, or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And what the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah. You're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean.
Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in.
Ow! Ow! So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess. Again, we're just pressing everything. You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
It's because I know what I saw no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
Looks like he really did see the guy picking a cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth, but even so, something's not quite right.
And chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
And if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? Okay. Okay, so we're supposed to present this. I am looking at this because I'm not sure.
Objection!
I'm not sure what the relevance is. There is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question, you could lock me up if I'm wrong. Oh, the drops were in his left ear, so he wouldn't have had the earpiece in. Oh, that makes sense now. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Eh?
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pitch in!
Yeah, I'm not singing this. Order! 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 This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot? A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a jerk? This is the victim's cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. Marks on the rim clearly showed the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. Lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. Took a sip with the cup on his right hand, then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Objection!
Impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions, and the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection!
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. And the facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee like this.
Objection!
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied with the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, you can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo?
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I could do. I kept my mouth shut until now. There's something else the court should know.
What? There's more.
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. And I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young start.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? Final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want. Come to my house after the trial. I'm scared. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. Don't say that after you already asked someone to go to your place.
That's enough, witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
Hey, you bet. Much, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing the seeds at me, would you? It's gonna use some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds.
Oh, got it. Not gonna. Oops. And first of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing, but I'm not too sure myself. Boy slumped over the table as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the face. He knocked it right over. Broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how's that? Turn things upside down, huh?
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man.
No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah, so what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're bird brain, that's why all you can think of.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please.
Okay.
Oh wait, shoot. Come on, go back.
Did knock over.
A vase, you say?
Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There's accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to get knocked over.
Well, he's right about the vases. I do remember seeing them, too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there, and you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase?
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define?
Okay, I get it.
I heard it break, and the sight of it burned into my memory as clear as day.
We'll press this too. Soaked in water, do you mean?
Yes, it splashed on my knee as well.
You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you?
It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me.
Did the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room?
He couldn't have because it's up right there.
Objection!
I think that's where we press it.
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
Huh? So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Wash your tongue, Granddad.
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch.
Out.
Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah,
What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Yes, go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
What?
Well, you see. startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. Face on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table. Oh, this man totally got paid off. And that's how my growing came to be completely...
You're just gonna... We're just passing that by.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. Oh, yes. I remember something else.
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me.
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece which was inserted into his left ear out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate these facts. Yes, Your Honor.
There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from? He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into the statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that.
But I was really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, this isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh boy, that... Hopefully, we won't have to deal with Kudo anymore and his weird kinks. That's gonna be it. We're going to be continuing to investigate this crime because there are definitely some gaps that are missing, even though some other things seem airtight. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.